There is no denying for this city, for this roster, for this locker room, and for this time, Dan Campbell's the perfect coach. A team with 12 defensive players alone on the IR could have only pulled through this and clinched the number one seed with a head coach who's unapologetically alpha, a motivator that preaches grit and biting kneecaps. Sometimes the NFL messaging from coaches can seem a little cringy or cheesy, not to the players. There is a brotherhood and a masculinity that, I'll be honest, I like. People have been paralyzed playing this sport. Sometimes you just have to play through pain. You got to play hurt. And one guy in a locker room second-guessing the message can unravel the whole thing. In a way, it's like the anti-NBA league. You have to be selfless, and you have to play hurt every week. The Lions clinched a playoff spot on December 5th with all those injuries to seemingly the entire defensive roster. They could have packed it in. Let's get healthy. And nope, not with this team, not with this coach. They fought tooth and nail. Last week, everybody said that Niner game didn't mean anything. I totally disagreed. It was a chance to get backups, reps against Sam Darnold and the Vikings. The Detroit Lions are a symbol of so many things that are great about the NFL. Every game matters. Grit and toughness, which our society can always use, is really paramount. And again, unapologetically alpha. I mean, New England had the number one pick going into the weekend. They played themselves out of it. There is no tanking. Nobody will even consider it. And it's why the NFL remains king and separates from the rest of our professional sports.
Okay, let's talk about this. Gosh, there's so much to talk about right here with all of this. I mean, first off, Colin needs to get over the whole biting kneecaps thing. I mean, he says it like every 5 seconds. Every time he talks about Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, it's like, oh my God, can you just let that go? But this game was only a surprise to the people who don't know the Detroit Lions. I mean, it's like you can tell Colin's like shocked and surprised and like can't believe this, and it's like that's why I kept saying week after week after week when all these injuries started piling up, I was like, stop counting out the Lions. Stop counting them out. Stop counting them out. Yes, the defensive injuries, it's okay to be skeptical. It's okay to be concerned. It's okay. But people went so hard to the other side and were like, nope, they're done. They're done. They're done. Yeah, Nick Ritz saying if they lose this game, they're done. They're losing the first round of the playoffs. They can't even beat the 4 seed. It's over. It's done. Their defense is so bad, they can't stop even the 49, right? And we just kept hearing these extreme takes. And it was nonsense. There's only one problem with the Detroit Lions doing what they just did. They now just really loud and clear let everyone know in the NFL, oh no, we're still dominant. We're still here. You got rid of the element of surprise, at this point. Which was always bound to happen, I guess. But because there's no way that you're even remotely going to face the Detroit Lions and think that they're even 5% hobbled at this point. You're just not going to do it. I mean, that red zone defense was amazing, stepped up. The Vikings were 0-4 in the red zone, multiple 4th and goal stops. I mean, they shut down Justin Jefferson, Addison, Sam Darnold. I mean, he was being attacked all game. I mean, they even said in the broadcast, like, that's the story of the game. I mean, Sam Darnold is just being pressured non-stop. And you could see that the Vikings were not ready for that game. They did not step up. There was opportunities for Darnold to make a big throw. There was opportunities for Jefferson to come down with a big catch. Van Hinkle, all these people, and they didn't do it. They did not do it. The Lions, on the other hand, were ready because they've been here before. That is the benefit of experience. That is the benefit of playing as hard as the Lions do. I mean, they made Sam Darnold 18 for 41, 166 yards. I mean, they hit him all day. The defense was stunning. They were the Vikings were 3 for 13 on third down and 0 and 3 on fourth down. I mean, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful game. It was an intense game. It's not how anyone thought it was going to start. That's for sure. I mean, that's what Collinsworth kept saying as well. The score obviously broke away 31-9, but the beginning of the game, a big chunk of the game, it was not like that at all. So that's what makes this win actually even more impressive from my viewpoint. Because it's one thing if the Lions really just like got out to a big lead and then were able to put all the pressure on Darnold and the Vikings. That's not really what happened. This was a close game for the most part. And the Viking and at any moment the Vikings were in a position to take that lead, to put themselves in a position to be in control of the game, and the Lions defense just did not allow it. Even when the Lions gave the ball up, they're like, here's an interception. Like they gave the Vikings an opportunity a couple times, and again the Lions defense was just like, nope, I got your back. And it was just an awesome win. I remain very confident that they could have lost this game, and it's still, because again, we can see this performance is still in them, and this could have been a weird game where they could have still lost. There could have been like a safety, and the interception could have been a pick six. Like the Lions could have lost this game, but we still clue that this game was in them. And so, I still think this was a huge win for them. Even if they lost, I was still not counting them out. But with this win, it's really just such an awesome situation for them. I know some of the injuries are still piling up for them, unfortunately, but they get this big win. They get all of this energy. They get all of this motivation. They get the 1 seed, right? They go into playoffs as strong as they could hope, relatively speaking, injuries aside. The belief in the locker room is going to continue to be through the roof. Now they get to rest up for a week. It's a well-earned battle, well-earned week off. And then it's like, who really knows? If you have a couple upsets, if the Packers upset the Eagles, if the Commanders upset the Bucks, you're facing, rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, or you're facing, Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, which you've handedly taken care of. And if neither of those, it's just, and if both of those teams lose, then you're going to be dealing with potentially, and not potentially, it would most likely be, shouldn't say most likely, because again, now we're trying to do all these predictions, but it could be the Vikings again, which you obviously just showed that you know how to stop. So it's so fascinating to me. If there's only one upset and it's the Vikings over the Rams, again, then you get a rematch of this game. Just fascinating stuff, honestly. Really, really exciting. And Lions fans should be absolutely through the roof and just thrilled with how this has all unfolded. And it really just shows you how important coaching is. Not just from an X's and O's and schemes and all that fun stuff and preparation, but culture as well. Because nobody wavered in that locker room. Nobody wavered. And there's just such an intensity that the Lions have, that Dan Campbell brings to this team, that is just 1,000% inspiring. I find it incredibly inspiring just watching. I get motivated and energized, and I could only imagine how all the players and the rest of the coaching staff, because make no mistake about it, the other coaches also need that inspiration. They also need that energy. So, like I say, the Lions are there for it 100%, top, bottom, left, right, up, down. They got it all, and this game clearly shows that. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Detroit Lions? Do you still need convincing that they're still a contender? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.